Peace, family. Welcome to Yemimah's World, the Djelimusa's Cafe. I am your host, Yemimah. It is a Monday evening. Ooh, chat. All right, so this is going to be really quick. I just wanted to come on tonight. I was going to do this one last night, but it got kind of late, so I am doing it tonight. So I do readings just for myself. I don't read for anyone else, but I do a reading at the beginning of the month, and then I do one mid-month, just to kind of see what's going on and what I need to be aware of. So after I did my reading last night, I don't know, it was just a lot of information that came out that I'm like, you know what? This might be able to help someone else, or somebody else may need to take a look at what's going on in their life. And so I divined and asked the ancestors if I could share this message from them. And so they said yes. And so I'm sharing it tonight. So I have several decks that I pulled from. I have the Hoodoo Tarot card deck from Tiana Lee McQuiller. And then I have a couple of decks from Abuela Abrams. I have her Ancestors Sacred Message deck. And I have her Black Goddess deck. And then I have other decks. So I'm just going to tell you the cards that I pulled and the message from the cards. So the first one that I pulled was for Bishop Mason, or from Bishop Mason, and it was from the Hoodoo Tarot card. Now, to me, Bishop Mason is, if you don't know who he is, Google him. He, to me, is the father, the godfather of Hoodoo when it comes to the Black church. He was a pastor of the Church of God in Christ, and his church was actually the one that Dr. King spoke at the night before he was assassinated. So when you pull a Bishop Mason card, depending on if you pull it upside down or right side up, I pulled it right side up, and it means to humble yourself and to listen to your elders. I know that I wish I had listened to my mom and dad more when I was younger, because now that I'm older and I can't physically hear them speaking to me and giving me directions, of course, with my connection with spirit, I can, go into that space and listen to them. But I really wish I had listened to them more when I was a younger girl. But yeah, so humble yourselves and listen to your elders. Some of you got elders right in your house, and you think because they are elders or because they're seasoned, they don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what this world was happening in this world, but they do, because they've already walked this path. So listen to your elders. I next pulled the Ace of Sticks, which means new opportunities are coming. I had an interview last week, and I start the new job on May 20th. It's not what I want, but it is a new opportunity. I pulled the Aphrodite card from one of my decks, and it talks about self-care. And for me, I had to figure out what that meant, because I am not I don't get pedicures and manicures and get my hair done. I paint my own nails and I do my own hair. But then I started thinking that's not the only thing, or for me personally, because this is a personal reading for me. You guys may be able to glean from it. When it comes to self-care, it doesn't necessarily always mean glamorous and to beautify. But self-care could mean to rest when you need to. When your body says sleep, sleep. It could mean to be aware. For me, it meant to be aware of what I put in my body. I'm having some health issues, and I know that if I change the things that I put in my body, it might help with my health issues. And so for me, self-care is being aware of what I put in my body. I then pulled one of the goddess cards, and I pulled Nunde, which is a Benin goddess, and her message is to make sure that you tell the truth. Always. Sometimes we want to hold on to stuff and not tell the truth because we're afraid it's going to hurt someone or it's going to cause some problems or what have you. By me being a storyteller and a historical interpreter, I really make sure that I tell the truth and I tell my ancestor stories in wholeness and in truth at all times. So keep telling the truth. I pulled the peace card from my New Orleans tarot cards, and I've pulled the peace card 3 times. My last 3 readings, I've pulled this card. So there's something in my life that is disturbing my peace that I'm not even aware of. I think I'm good, but it's something that's disturbing my peace. And it could go back to self-care. With me, it could go back to what I'm putting in my body that's causing my body not to be at peace. And that's why I'm having these health issues. All right. The next card I pulled was the 8 of Pentacles. We know the number 8 is new beginnings. We're going to go back to new opportunities. So this just clarifies that I have some new beginnings coming with this new job that I start on May 20th. It also talked about that I'm trying to do many things to make a living and to use personal resources to fulfill my needs. Now, when I saw resources, I immediately went to money, and I don't have any. So I'm like, ancestors, I don't have no money. And they responded, we didn't say get money. We said resources. And so resources can be people. So pulling from resources could be pulling from people that I know that can help me further what it is that I want to do to fulfill the needs that I have. And then I have a deck that's kind of like, affirmations. And the one that I pulled was called Giveaway Ceremony, letting go of things that don't serve you. And I believe Maya Angelou, and it might have been Nina Simone, I can't remember which one, says something along the lines of, when love is no longer being served at the table, then get up and walk away. So if what you have, and I also remember my mother used to say that you can't receive anything if you keep your hands closed. So if whatever it is you have in your hand is not serving you, is not doing you any good, open up your hands and let that thing go. Then I pulled the companionship card, also from the New Orleans deck. And I was like, ooh, I got a new boo coming. It said companionship. No, not necessarily. Because companionship could be just a gathering of people of like minds. And so I recently met a couple of young ladies, and we've been kind of hanging out, and they are of like minds. And it's been really cool to hang out with them. So those are the cards that I pulled. And then I pulled one last card to kind of sum everything up. And again, I pulled from the Ancestral Sacred Message card deck from Ebola Abrams. And it was the Unknown card. And so I'm reading it, and it talks about being afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone out into the unknown because you don't know what's out there. And since I pulled it from the Ancestral Sacred Message deck, I started to think about my ancestors and the unknown for them. So if you think about the collective ancestors, not just my bloodline, but the collective African-American ancestors, especially in the diaspora, when they were ready to self-liberate, they had no idea where they were going. Some of them kind of did, but for the most part, if they weren't really going on the Underground Railroad, and even then, it was still unknown, territory for them. If you lived in the northern part of the South, you maybe had a couple of states to get to freedom. But if you lived in the deep South, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, you had 7 states that you had to get through in order to get to freedom. That's a long, unknown way. But they didn't have, I won't say they didn't have any fear, but they didn't let fear stop them from self-liberating. And I know that I have more opportunities at my fingertips, than they had. So for me, the unknown is not as unknown as theirs was. So when I pulled the Unknown card, this is to clarify everything that I pulled, and I wrote a message to myself. And this is the ancestors' message to me. Again, I've been given permission from the ancestors to share this with you, and maybe someone can glean from this message. So I wrote, I'm afraid of the unknown. With as much faith as I have in the Most High and my ancestors, I still doubt my decisions. I clearly know that I need to continue to spend time with friends of like minds because I really have a good time with them when I'm with them. I know that I need to release things that are no longer serving me to make room for those things that will serve me well. If what's in my hand is not serving me, then I need to let it go. I have tried many things to make a living, and I need to use my personal resources, and not necessarily money, to fulfill my needs. My craft will increase my income opportunities, and respect. The Bible says, your gifts will make room for you and bring you in front of well-established people, great men. Apparently, I have a lot of things going on that I am not aware of because this peace card keeps coming out. I know that I need to continue to tell truth in my stories and not whitewash them. Self-care is a must. I need to be mindful of what I put in my mouth so that I can improve my health. I know that I have new opportunities and new beginnings that are coming. And maybe these new opportunities and new beginnings will allow me to tap into some unknown resources that I didn't know I had before. With Bishop Mason telling me to listen to my elders, I know that I need to visit those remaining aunties and uncles that I have and sit at their feet and just listen. Because when they're gone, the stories are gone. And I want them to tell me as much as they remember so that I can pass them down to the next generation. So yeah, that was the reading, titled The Unknown. And I hope that, you can take something from it. Again, if it don't apply, let it fly. If you're not into this thing, then don't listen to it. It's up to you. But I will share more readings if the ancestors allow, if the ancestors tell me that I can, if they nudge me and say, hey, somebody out there needs to hear this. Until then, so I'm going to get up out of here. It's getting late and it's time for my bedtime. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay black. Until next time, peace.
Good.